Something massive just happened in the world of golf, and if you follow the Masters tournament, you need to hear this right now. Augusta National just made two moves that are sending shockwaves through the entire sport. One reshapes who even gets to walk through the gates of Augusta, and the other puts one of the most recognizable players on tour on notice about what he can wear while doing. These are not small tweaks. These are statements. And together, they tell you exactly where this sport is headed in 2026 and beyond. Let's start with the big one. Augusta National Golf Club and the R&A jointly announced that winners of 6 National Opens will now receive automatic invitations to both the Masters Tournament and the Open Championship, starting with the 2026 edition. We're talking about the Scottish Open, Spanish Open, Japan Open, Hong Kong Open, Australian Open, and the South African Open. That is 4 continents represented, and 6 brand new direct pathways into the most prestigious major in golf. Fred Ridley, chairman of Augusta National Golf Club and the Masters Tournament, said it clearly. The Masters Tournament has long recognized the significance of having international representation among its invitees. We, along with the R&A, have a shared commitment to the global game and are proud to work together. Today's announcement strengthens our organization's collective vision of rewarding top talent around the world who rise to the top of historic National Open Championships. We hope this formal recognition shines a bright light on these players and the events they will represent at the Masters and the Open beginning next year. And the winners who have already locked in their spots under this new criteria: Chris Gooderup won the Scottish Open. Marco Penge took the Spanish Open. Naoyuki Kataoka claimed the Japan Open. Tom McKibben won the Hong Kong Open. Rasmus Nergaard Peterson captured the Australian Open. And Casey Jarvis won the South African Open. 6 players from 6 different corners of the world, all now heading to Augusta National for the first time through a pathway that did not exist before 2026. Mark Darbon, chief executive of the R&A, added, "We share the same goal as Augusta National to offer places in both the Open and the Masters to players competing in National Opens, and by doing so to help to showcase and strengthen our sport. And this creates an outstanding opportunity for players in all parts of the world to qualify, and we firmly believe this will continue to enrich the quality of the fields in both major champions." This is the first significant change to Masters qualifying categories since 2013, when Augusta National eliminated inviting the top 30 from the PGA Tour money list. That tells you how rare these shifts are and how serious this one actually is. But here is the side of this story that has PGA Tour players paying very close attention. At the exact same time Augusta opened new international doors, it closed the domestic. Winners of the PGA Tour's 7 FedEx Fall tournaments will no longer receive automatic invitations to the Masters unless they qualify through another category. We are talking about 7 events: the Procore Championship, Sanderson Farms Championship, Bay Current Classic, Bank of Utah Championship, World Wide Technology Championship, Butterfield Bermuda Championship, and the RSM Classic. Augusta National updated its qualification language to read, "Invitations go to individual winners of PGA Tour events that award a full point allocation applied to the season-ending Tour Championship." That single line change cuts out every fall event winner who has not qualified through another means. The fall schedule typically features weaker fields than the main FedEx Cup season events, and Augusta is now drawing a clear line. Not all PGA Tour wins carry the same weight. For players who relied on those fall events to change the trajectory of their careers, this is a real blow. Those 7 tournaments were a legitimate second chance, a window, and that window is now closed. There's also a layer here that the golf world cannot ignore. These National Opens create an indirect pathway for LIV golf players who are suspended from the PGA Tour but are still eligible to international Open. Joaquin Niemann has already received a special invitation to the Masters twice, and his 2024 invite was largely connected to his Australian Open victory. Augusta National still prefers to handle LIV players through special invitations rather than formal exemption categories. But this new structure creates real opportunity for those players to earn their way in on merit. Augusta did not stop at the qualification over. They also stretched the 17th hole, known as Nandina, by 10 yards. The total course yardage is now 7,565 yards. They reduced the front of the tee box by 12 yards and repositioned the markers. If you watch this tournament every year, you know what that means for Sunday afternoon. That finishing stretch just became harder. More pressure, less margin for error. Late-round drama at the Masters is already at a premium, and now Augusta has deliberately turned up the heat on one of the most pivotal holes on the entire course. Now, while Augusta National is out here reshaping the global competitive structure of the sport, they're simultaneously making headlines for something that feels far more personal, because one of the most recognizable players in the world just got told that how he shows up is not acceptable. This involves Jason Day. If you have followed Day over the years, you already know he treats golf fashion as genuine self-expression. He is one of the few players on tour who actually pushes boundaries with what he wears, and heading into his 15th Masters appearance in 2026, he had something bold planned. A full bird-themed outfit from head to toe, designed in collaboration with Malbon Golf. The concept was detailed and intentional. The apparel featured multiple bird species: cardinals, blue jays, orioles, red-headed woodpeckers, scarlet tanagers, eastern bluebirds, and golden finches, all representing the actual birds that live at Augusta National. Stephen Malbon, founder of Malbon Golf, explained the vision. If you're on the course and you're tuned in with nature and know the sounds of birds, you'll make more birdies. It's inspired by Native American beliefs. Each one of these birds has a different meaning. I've been sending the noises of the birds to Jason for the last 6 months. Hopefully, he's trying to stay in touch with nature. Malbon had even planned a full lifestyle experience around Masters: sunrise bird watching sessions, flower arrangement classes led by Kathy Malbon, and appearances from Charlie Hull, J.R. Smith, and rapper Schoolboy Q. The idea was bigger than golf. It was about personality, passion, and connecting the game to a wider culture. But Augusta National stepped in. The full bird print pants were rejected. Day was required to wear solid colored pants instead. The bird-themed jacket was permitted for use on Thursday if rain arrives. The bird vest was approved for Monday practice and Friday's second round. The club drew the line and made it clear exactly where it was. This is not the first time. At the 2024 Masters, Day was asked to remove a vest mid-round that featured large block lettering reading, "Number 313 Malbon Golf Champion." Day responded with complete respect. "They asked me to take the vest off yesterday, the busy one." Respectfully, you do that because it's all about the tournament. I understand that. I respect the tournament. That's what we're here to do, is try and play and win the green jacket. That vest was later sold at a charity auction for Day's Brighter Days Foundation, with the winning bid reaching $17,300. Then in 2025, Malbon confirmed there had been a back and forth between the brand and Augusta National ahead of the tournament to get outfits approved. Day dressed more modestly that year. The contrast with other major championships is impossible to ignore. At the 2025 Open Championship at Royal Portrush, Day wore a bold sweater featuring a king from a deck of cards, priced at $435, and it was completely allowed. No issues. No requests to change. Different tournament, entirely different philosophy. Augusta is not anti-fashion. What they're protecting is identity. The tournament is the brand, and no player's outfit, no matter how creative, will compete with that brand for attention during Masters. Meanwhile, Malbon has effectively turned every rejected outfit into a headline, which raises a fair question. Is the brand engineering these moments on purpose? Because it is absolutely working. Step back and look at both of these stories side by side. On one hand, Augusta National is opening its doors to the entire world, creating 6 new international pathways, inviting champions from Japan, South Africa, Australia, Hong Kong, Scotland, and Spain to compete on the biggest stage in golf. On the other hand, they are enforcing strict control over the image, appearance, and presentation of every player who walks through those gates. Augusta is evolving, but exclusively on its own terms. Global reach, yes. Loss of aesthetic authority, absolutely not. The 2026 Masters is the 90th edition of this tournament. The field includes 108 players who have qualified, with 91 set to compete. Rory McIlroy, who completed the career Grand Slam 2025 victory, returns to defend his title. The course is longer. The field is more international than ever, and the tension between tradition and a modern game has never been more visible. That is exactly what makes this era of golf so compelling to watch.